Hey everybody, what's going on? My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you like making tons of money on the most undervalued assets in the world, this is the channel for you. Click subscribe, give me the thumbs up if you like this content. Someone asked me a question about the gold-silver ratio. They said, what is my opinion on the gold-silver ratio? What do I think it's going to get to? And a lot of people on YouTube, they'll revert back to what everyone kind of says, which is it's a 12 to 1-ish, 15 to 1-ish ratio in the ground. It gets pulled out at a 1 to 10, 1 to 9, 1 to 8 ratio, depending on who you ask, and that the price is somehow correlated to that ratio. I'm going to take a little bit different approach and say that if silver hits the deficits that they're going to hit, which means that there's going to be a massive deficit where they want to use the living heck out of silver, and we won't have the ability to mine it at that ratio or at that rate, I should say. I think that it's possible that silver will get to a price where either one, demand really falls over, where the price becomes too great for the majority of the demand, or it gets priced to the next substitute. What is that next substitute, and what is the costs? Also, what are the costs it takes to bring on en masse a lot more silver out of the ground? Now, keep in mind, silver has been mined quite extensively. A lot of the low-hanging fruit, a lot of the high ore grades have already been exploited. So when you look at what is out there, it's a lot of lower grade, I'll say lower grade ore. So lower and lower ore grades, and this goes across the board for all of the minerals. They're all declining in ore grades. We're getting larger and larger trucks to mine these things, put them into these gigantic trucks, and we're hauling more and more earth in terms of tons per earth per ounce of whatever we're extracting. This is going to take a lot more energy. And this channel, we talk about all this, we've got a commodities boom coming, we've got deficits on all the metals out in the future, and I see a lot more energy use going forward. But getting back to gold and silver and the ratio, I think it's possible that that ratio compresses more than what we think. And if gold is the closest substitute, and there might be other substitutes out there that they can use for silver, I'm not 100% sure on this, and I don't know what the design guys can do to design silver out of their designs in terms of using other alternative materials and what the cost of those materials are. But I think it's possible that the gold to silver ratio hits a 1-to-1 basis if gold is the closest alternative. It's even possible that silver becomes more expensive than gold. Now, this is what I'm using to think about it. Silver has a value to society. Gold, I'm sure, has another value to society. And then you've got the rarities that you're pulling them out of the ground. If you're using silver and the value to society is so great, that we put in these computers, that we put in cell phones and whatever else it's going to be put in, electric vehicles, on and on and on, anything with electricity basically, and circuit boards. We're using this stuff in very fine amounts. So I think the price could go a lot higher than what people think. When we hit, we'll call it a deficit where it grows and continues to grow and the supply side can't catch up. When will that be? I don't have a good answer for you on the exact timing, but I think it's coming, and I think it's coming sooner than what most people think. Now, if investors drain all the silver out of the system, I think that day would be sooner than what you think. We don't mine that much silver in this world. It's around 880, 900 million ounces per year. That's not that much when you start doing the math. If everyone in the United States bought just 2 ounces, $50 worth of silver, you would deplete the entire world's yearly production. And that's only one country. Imagine if the entire world were to jump onto precious metals. Platinum's even worse. There's hardly any above ground platinum. which is an absolute steal if you're an investor. So gold to silver ratio, what's my projection? I've got a chart here. I'll just show you one thing to look at, and I monitor this on the channel. So I'm going to turn me off real quick. What this is the gold to silver ratio. This ratio has been kind of going up and up and up. We've got a little channel here. When it breaks this lower end channel at 70 here, we're right there at 70 right now. And potentially, this is it right here, this trend line. When we break that 70 mark right here, see that? I think we're going to be declining on that ratio. We're right there already. Now, if Wall Street Bets pushes this thing over and people really start coming in and buying all this stuff, I mean, you're going to see a far lower gold to silver ratio. Far, far lower. I know a lot of people say, my target's 15, their target, not mine, or 12, or whatever it may be. You know, if the silver's completely drained and we have a high value to society on it, I think it could get to a 1-to-1 relationship on gold. That's like a high-end target. Or you're going to have to design silver out of your products somehow. I don't know what they're going to use, but they'll start looking at that, and it's going to take time. So you could see a spike, and then you could see a slow kind of ratio. You'll have a large ratio compression, and then you'll see maybe a potential expansion slowly after they start finding and designing new materials into their products. So that's my opinion. You know, if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. Woo. And I appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.